It's time to cross into the next area through the archstone of the demon adjudicator. The dead given seals of the hero by the adjudicator are taken to the Shadow Men's shrine to be purified and mourned in the storm. As soon as we step outside, there are a few items to pick up in rather scary places, but we'll manage. I think the reason that Stone of Ephemeral Eyes feels so scary to pick up is because the small amount of space that you're given to get around the pillar looks like it could just knock you off, if the game wanted it to.
Hello there. We meet again. You look terrible. Cheer up. Life is an adventure.
Blige has relocated to the beginning of this area, and that's where he'll stay throughout the rest of the game. His inventory has changed, but only slightly. The most noteworthy additions are the kunai, the new types of arrows, and dark moonstone, but the price for the ore is a bit too steep for me.
If indulgence goes... Oh. There's somebody I ought to warn you about, a fellow who lacks common decency. They call him Patches the Hyena, and he's the one that laid that trap for me. He's the kind of person who'd stab his mother in the back. If you happen to spot him, you'll be doing us all a favour by putting him out of his misery. Have you been to the altar where sorcerers summon shadows? Well, I think someone may be trapped in the lower cavity. I heard them praying for dear life. Pity the poor fool. He probably fell for one of Patch's old tricks.
After speaking with him, we're warned to avoid trusting Patches. It's a good thing we already learned that lesson back in World 2. We did get a neat lore tidbit on sorcerers that summon shadows, though. I think that Blige was mistaken in calling these things sorcerers because they're straight up Grim Reapers. There is a path down from here, but typically I avoid it and just charge straight for the sorcerer while screwing up my magic and getting myself killed. The sorcerers hit hard. Let's try that again. destroys the summons, leaving the rest of the room available for plundering that will give us some more grass and dark moonstone. This is definitely the most well-hidden of the illusory walls. The little chime that plays is lovely. I really didn't expect him to do that jumping attack 2 times in a row, let alone 3. This skeleton is the one that I farmed to get pure blade stone way back, so he was probably just finally getting revenge on me for that. Done and done. You have no idea how badly I wish that the item he dropped would be pure blade stone, but I knew it wasn't very likely. Like I said, the drop rate is abysmally low. Oh, goodbye, buddy. This ridge takes us to the white bow, complete with white arrows, and a drop down that lets us easily get back to where we were. The white bow's stat requirements are pretty steep at 30 strength and 24 dex, but it has the longest range out of all the bows in the game, which makes it a very effective option even though its damage is just a little bit less. At the bottom here, our guides of guidance do their job and lead us to a chamber beneath the altar.
Oh, hello again. Hey, don't turn a cold shoulder. I didn't mean to do you wrong. Really. Come on now. We've got better things to fret about. That pit there is filled with treasure. But, I can't get to it myself. Go on, have a look. It's more riches than I've ever dreamed of. What's keeping you? Have a look at that treasure down in the pit. Then we'll work out a way to fish it out.
More riches than even Patches can dream of. Well, that's gotta be pretty impressive.
Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
Sadly, our trust of Patches, or lack thereof, doesn't really matter because when you get close enough to peer down the hole, you're forced into that cutscene. We're better off for it, though, as it forces us into an exclusive area and lets us meet a new NPC. The Black Phantom blocking the door is rather dreadful, so let's try the other way first.
Heavens, did you fall for that little devil's trap? Well, I did the same. He fooled me, and now I am stuck here. The reverberations seem to suggest that we are connected to the outside. But dark, fearsome souls stand between us and freedom. But have no fear. cleanse us of evil. Pray with me, Umbasa.
Now here's an NPC that belongs in the faith/miracle side of the Nexus if I've ever seen one. He's not very talkative, so let's just bust out of here. Well, that wasn't so dreadful at all. Also, is it just me, or did that Black Phantom look an awful lot like Lord Rydell?
Oh, it's you. Did you cleanse the world of another dark soul today? God has chosen you, and for that we are thankful, Umbasa. God has Umbasa.
Once again, he's not very talkative, but this won't be the last time that we see him, so that's fine. Umbasa and all that jazz.
You. Hey, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Well, I mean, a man's got to make a living, right? Here, look, I can make up for it. There aren't many humans like us. We need to stick together. I know. Here, take this as a token of my friendship. You've seen one of these before, surely. Come on, let's be friends. What do you say? No need to drag each other down.
See, in my memory, I actually thought that the Ring of Gash Resistance was the same ring that he gives you for getting out of his trap in World 2, which would make his silly, "I'm sure you've seen one of these before" line more a joke, complete with laughter, but that was the Ring of Flame Resistance. Oh well. This outdoor area is where the Thief's Ring really starts to work its magic, which is good because these three skeletons seem antsy to completely screw up someone's day, and having to dodge projectiles on this narrow path doesn't sound too fun. Really should have switched to my weapon rather than continue to mash Soul Ray there, but all's well that ends well. While I pick up this item I missed, I just want to add that the corpses of the storm beasts that riddle the ground here serve as interesting decoration. I wonder what the explanation for them being there is. Well, that sucked. Time for round 2. Casting Homing Soul Arrow way too early, but it worked there at least. Thank you, magic. Through the fog door, we enter into into a spacious cavern where we can hear alien noises. The magic resistance of the summons here make them not really worth our time to kill. I'm going to avoid them to the best of my ability and then just go straight for the sorcerer. Was really hoping that the Reaper would die before that. Killing the sorcerer doesn't do anything to get rid of these little backstabbing summons, but they're not unmanageable. I tried to capture them appearing right here, but I didn't turn my camera around fast enough. They don't hit that hard, but their stretchy arms give them a crazy amount of reach. More dangerous heights. Luckily, this one's free from enemies and gives us a pretty good view of the ocean surrounding World 4. The way these alien things move and the noises they make are really unsettling. We'll continue on in the next video. Thank you very much. See you soon.